Hello, my fellow journalers. It's Kaitlin. Welcome back, and welcome to today's video where I am back again with a monthly Plan With Me session. Today, I'm going to be setting up all the pages in my bullet journal so I can be ready and organized for the month ahead. And I set up kind of similar pages to last time. So I hope you don't get bored, and I hope it isn't too monotonous for you, but this is realistically what I'm doing in my journal right now, and I'm not just going to change it up for the sake of making new or interesting content. For me, it's really important to share kind of my soul with you guys in these Plan With Me videos and really show you exactly what I'm doing. And some months, what I do is working for me, so I just kind of keep doing the same thing. But in case you're new here and you're curious what my setup is, I will give a bit of a kind of detailed explanation on that, starting with this page, which I'm doing right now, which is my cover page. So I like to keep my monthly setup pretty simple, and my main reason for that is so it doesn't take a long time to create. As much as I love journaling, my ideal journaling session is kind of watching a show for maybe an hour and then being finished with said journaling session. So because of that, I like to make sure my monthly setups don't take too long and are ideally under an hour, which is why I like to keep most of my pages pretty simple and to the point, and I really only include stuff that I know I'm going to use so that I'm using my time as effectively as possible so I can, do other stuff with my time, like making a grilled cheese. So because of that, my monthly setup only has about 4 different types of spreads. And the first one I'm setting up here is my cover page on the left-hand side. Every month I do it kind of the same. I have the header that says the chapter or the month. I have a quote, and I have a kind of girl sticker. These ones are by La Dolce Vita, and I just find that kind of sets the tone for the month and also encourages me to wear cute clothes and not just wear sweatpants the entire month. And the right hand page is where I set up my monthly calendar. I'm gonna make a video soon on this because a couple people have asked me, Kaitlin, how do you use a Google Calendar and your bullet journal? And I'd be happy to go over that system. I will be doing that soon, but for now, my calendar on the right hand side, as I kind of alluded to, is not actually my real calendar. That is my Google Calendar. Instead, this is my highlights calendar, where I essentially go into my journal on this page at the end of every week and write down the highlights and kind of cool moments that happened, so that when I look back on this spread later down the road, I can see a very nice kind of collective and high-level overview of how I spent my month. So because of that, I keep the calendar really simple, just a 3x3 grid calendar, and then I leave space at the bottom for writing down all those events. And that is the first spread I make in my monthly setup. As you'll see later on, I make 2 more setups. No, that's not right. I make 3 more spreads, and these are going to be my monthly overview and task list, my rolling weeklies, as well as my notes page. But for now, here is a look at the first spread, my monthly cover page and calendar. By the way, this voiceover isn't scripted, so I hope it isn't too kind of all over the place, but I just was kind of in the mood to sit down and chat with you guys, so I hope that is alright with you and this is enjoyable for you. But anyway, let's get back into what I'm doing right now, which is as I kind of alluded to earlier, my monthly overview and task list. So again, this spread is the same as last time. On the left side, I have my monthly focus, as well as a list where I will write down any projects I'm either working on, going to work on in the month, or have completed in the month. And then the right-hand page is where I do my monthly task list, which I like to record in the style or format of the Alistair method. But anyway, this spread, as you can see, is really simple to set up. Just some stamping with a header at the top, and then I wrote down my focuses, projects, and my task list. I really like to leave a lot of white space in my setups, especially in my monthly spreads, because for me, a lot of the kind of room on the page is getting filled up with writing. So I like to kind of keep that at the front of my mind when making these spreads, and that's why they tend to be very white space heavy, because I find that I just write so much stuff down that there isn't really a ton of room for anything else. Alright, now we are on to the third type of spread that I'm setting up, which is my rolling weeklies. And this is also kind of in the theme of the Alistair method. This is a different way of using that type of list. And normally I've seen people kind of set these up at the beginning of the week, and then they'll go ahead and create their daily logs or their daily to-do list, and then they'll kind of do that until the week is over. And they'll kind of set up the weeklies as they go, and I decided that it would be easier for me to just set them all up at the beginning of the month. And a couple of people asked me why, so I thought I'd answer that here. Pretty much, I just find it a bit easier to do all of my kind of stamping headers all at the same time, because I have to take out the stamps, take out the ink, stamp the stamps, clean the stamps, you know, typical stamp things. And I just find that at this point in my bullet journal journey, which sounds so serious when it's really not, I know that I'm not going to not use the rolling weekly. So it doesn't really matter whether I set it up all at the beginning and have it done or after every week, because I know I'm going to use it either way. So I decided just to take out that extra work at the beginning of the week, instead focus that on writing down my tasks and focuses, and just set up my rolling weeklies when I'm setting up the rest of my monthly pages. For me, I don't really have a lot of monthly spreads. As you see, they're really simple, and this setup took me under an hour. So because I'm setting up not a ton of spreads anyway, it just kind of works out well to do these pages along with them, and then everything's just kind of done by the beginning of the month, which is a really nice time saver, if I'm being honest. So now that I have my rolling weeklies, my monthly overview and cover page done, we are moving on to the last spread, which is my notes page. I'm not going to go over how I use my notes page here because it's a bit of a complicated explanation. However, I do go over it in my February bullet journal flip through video, so I would recommend checking that out if you want to get an idea of how I use my bullet journal in the month and how I like to take notes and make collections. Alright, and we are now at the final flip through. That was it. These videos are always so short. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing this plan with me video, seeing how I set up my journal for the month. I know not a lot changed, but I hope that my sparkling wit in my voiceover and my visuals were still entertaining. And besides that, thank you so much for watching if you're still hanging around with me. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week or weekend, and besides that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.